Have you ever wondered how systems of extreme social division come into being, creating lasting impacts on entire nations and generations of people? South African Apartheid, a system of institutionalized racial segregation and discrimination, primarily originated from a complex interplay of historical, economic, and political factors that culminated in its official implementation in 1948. Its core purpose was to ensure the dominance of the white minority population. The roots of apartheid can be traced back to the arrival of Dutch and British colonial powers in South Africa. Over centuries, these powers established a deeply entrenched hierarchy, exploiting indigenous labor and resources. Discriminatory laws and practices began to formalize, creating separate social structures for different racial groups, which included European settlers, the indigenous African population, and people of mixed race or Asian descent. Economic control was a major driver, as segregation ensured cheap labor and land ownership for the white population. The official implementation of apartheid in 1948 came after the National Party, a conservative and white supremacist political party, won the general election. They systematically enacted a series of laws to solidify racial segregation into every aspect of life. These laws classified every person by race, prohibited interracial marriage and sexual relations, mandated separate residential areas and public facilities, and enforced separate educational systems. The government also created so-called Bantustans, which were ethnically defined homelands, to strip Black South Africans of their citizenship and further limit their rights and freedoms. A key aspect of this institutionalized discrimination was the Pass Laws, which required Black South Africans to carry internal passports to regulate their movement and employment in white areas. This system was designed to control and suppress the majority population, ensuring a constant supply of cheap labor while denying fundamental human rights. Understanding this deep history reveals that apartheid was not a sudden event, but the culmination of centuries of racial stratification and exploitation. By understanding the deep historical roots and political motivations behind apartheid, we gain crucial insight into how systemic inequalities can become deeply woven into a nation's fabric. This knowledge helps us recognize the dangers of racial discrimination and the enduring importance of equality and human rights in any society.
If you're into this, like, subscribe, and drop a comment.